you die, what part of the human body is the last to stop working? Your pupils, they dilate.
Oh,
Hold on. I got a whole bunch of them today. A man loses 3 fingers in a work accident. At the hospital, he asks the doctor, "Will I be able to drive with this hand?" The doctor replies, "Maybe, but I wouldn't count on it."
Now, that's a good one. I like that one. I like that one.
All right, one last thing. The oldest computer was owned by Adam and Eve. It was an apple with very limited memory. Just one bite and everything crashed.
Oh, yeah. That's it's definitely a joke a preacher would tell in the church.
There you go. That is a good preacher joke. All right, sir, it is your turn.
Well, I can probably think of some funny situations, true stories, type of jokes, but I'm just going to tell the one. Actually, around about 4 years ago, I was running for this seat actually for school board, and I was in College Hills at the time, which back then it was a part of District 5. But that day, I can remember it was cloudy when I was heading to College Hills, and then as soon as I get out the car, it starts raining. And I ended up just walking, knocking on doors, and I came to this young lady. I knocked on the door. You know, I gave her the whole spiel. I'm James Sullivan, you know, running for school board, District 5, and this is what I would like to do, blah, 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 you know, the whole spiel. And she was just smiling, just shaking her head, and just, you know, in agreement with everything. And then she was like, well, Mr. Sullivan, that sounds good. And I think I like you. I really do. But you see that pothole right there across the street? If you can tell me you'll get that pothole fixed, I'll vote for you. I was like, well, I'm running for school board, but I can work with the city council and the mayor to get that pothole fixed. You know, at the moment it was funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a situation where some people, you know, our people were not informed, but it's our responsibility to kind of make sure that our people stay informed. So that was funny to me.
Yeah.
But I did work to get that pothole fixed, though.
Play a little game with you because I haven't done this in so long, and I was going over my notes. We gonna play some this or that.
You know,
right?
I like to play games, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm
That's
kidding.
right. You just said, "Oh, play a game." All right. Alabama theater or lyric theater?
You know, I've been to both, of course. I would probably say lyric. To me, it seems more personable. Like, I think it's a little tighter. You know, it has more. I don't know who's older, but the more historical factor. I see they still have the signage there, but I would say lyric. It's more intimate, I think.
All right. Sneaky Pete's or Gus's hot dogs?
Man, you are going to kill me when I tell you this. I haven't had Gus's hot dogs before.
Shame on you.
So hopefully I don't lose my Birmingham card. So I would have to say Sneaky Pete because I do remember in high school we used to have track meets in Montevallo, and on the way back to Maplesville we used to always stop at Sneaky Pete's. So I used to love that.
UAB basketball or UAB football?
I would say football, just because I played basketball, but I wasn't that great at it. But UAB football, you know, they tried to take it away, and you know there was a big uproar. So I enjoyed, you know, just supporting them because somebody tried to do something and they kind of stood up and said, "No, it's not going to happen." So I just like to be in support of that.
That's some good stuff. Yeah. Rodney Scott's barbecue or Saul's barbecue?
Oh man, I may lose some people, but definitely Saul's.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a Rodney is great. Now it's good. I encourage people to go patronize, but I'm not the vinegary type of a barbecue guy.
Yeah. I'm not either. Fish market or Nikki's West?
That's tough. I probably go to Nikki's West the most.
Okay.
But I do enjoy fish market on the south side fish market now.
Okay.
South side.
Green Acres or Wing Out?
Oh man, oh man, I'm gonna lose another Birmingham card. I've only been to Green Acres once, so I haven't tried a lot of things there. But
Okay.
I would say Green Acres though.
Railroad Park or Botanical Gardens?
Definitely Railroad Park.
All right. Al's or Purple Onion?
Never been to Al's, man. I'm losing it. But yeah, Purple Onion. I used to go there all the time when I first came to Birmingham. So definitely, I used to get those bakers.
Okay.
Yeah, those big potatoes. So I enjoy those.
Birmingham Zoo or McWayne Science Center?
Mm. I would say McWayne Science Center. I wouldn't say a geek or anything, but I enjoy the science behind things. So yeah, I like to learn. Yeah.
Now you keep saying that you haven't been there yet. You haven't checked that out yet.
I know. Yeah.
New. So let's talk about your story, right? You're not from here.
I'm
you
not,
know,
no.
you're not born and raised here. You're from. Well, I'm gonna let you tell that story.
Well, and just a backstory too. Like I'm from a small town, but I'm always gonna say where I'm from, whether small or not. But I'm from Maplesville, Alabama. I've always said no matter where I go in life, I'm always gonna rep Maplesville, Alabama. So inner city, we probably have about 200 people. I graduated with 40.
How many stoplights y'all got?
Oh, we have one caution light. Yeah, we have one caution light. And people always make fun of me for that, but I'm proud, where I'm from. I grew up in, of course, Maplesville and Selma. And funny story is I went to Stillman College, but I'll get to that in a minute. And people always say, man, you from Maplesville, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, man, I got a ticket going through Maplesville. And everybody that I meet and I say I'm from Maplesville, they end up getting a ticket in that city. So
so Maplesville is the speed trap.
It's a speed trap. Yeah, it is. We're pretty much known for like high school football, hunting, motorcycle racing, and getting speed traps.
Yeah.
And in my class, I graduated with 42 people.
Wow.
And it's funny. I was just talking to my dad, and I found out he had the smallest class in the history of Maplesville.
Really?
Yeah, and he graduated with 14 people.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a K through 12 school. And another funny story is
K through 12.
K through 12. So I always tell people, like, you have the elementary on one side.
Yeah.
And then, we used to walk down the hall, and then if you look to the left, there would be like the a high school,
right?
And then as a kid, I used to always remember just kind of looking, and then the teacher, y'all better look straight, don't look down there. And we used to always have to kind of look straight and like walk straight.
Yeah.
But that was a fun time. Again, I'm proud from where I'm from. Had the opportunity to go to Stillman College.
Now hold on before you go there. Were you the band kid? Were you the athlete? What was were you good in school? Were you the chasing the girls? You know what I'm saying? Tell us a little more about high school, right?
Yeah, high school was fun. A side note, it's crazy now when I look back, and the older you get, you kind of look on social media and the people that you grew up with, they think a little differently, but you didn't really think about politics back then. You were just in school with people. I just knew, my friends. They hunted. I didn't hunt, but they brought me deer jerky. We rode motorcycles and four-wheelers and rollerbladed growing up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was an athlete. I played pretty much baseball, played football, I played basketball. I wasn't that great, but I played, and I ran track. Actually had a medal from track. Had opportunity, a scholarship, which I didn't take, but high school was fun. Again, K through 12, you knew everybody's first and last name. You knew the parents' name.
Yep.
And pretty much.
And you had everybody's phone number memorized.
Oh, yeah, memorized, yeah. And I grew up in a town. It's different now, but, if somebody saw you doing something wrong, they're going to call your folks.
That's right.
And say, Anthony, and that's another, I grew up as Anthony. People call me James now, but They say, I saw Anthony, he was doing such and such across the track that we used to call it across the tracks.
Right.
That's where most of my family stayed, across the track. So,
Yeah.
but it was just a community. Mom, dad was there, so it was fun. Had an older brother. He's about 5 or 6 years older than me.
Okay.
He was an athlete as well too. So yeah, it was fun. Small, but it was fun.
Okay. Went to Stillman.
Mm-hmm.
What was that decision making like? And then what was that experience like?
So, to be honest, it was really crunch time. And, my mom, she was like, son, do what you feel like you want to do. And my dad was like, nah, you're going to have to figure it out, son. So I actually signed up to go to the military. I took the ACT. Like I said, I share this story sometimes when I'm talking to students. I like to be transparent. I had to take the ACT like 3 times. I still didn't score to get into the UAs and college that I really wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just going to go to the military. But Stillman, they had a new football team at the time, and they gave me a chance. So that's how I ended up at Stillman College, and that's why I always try to support Stillman College or HBCUs in general. A lot of times they give people opportunities that a lot of times, whether it be test scores or whatever it may be, HBCUs give people an opportunity to attend and get a education in college. So that's the reason why I went to Stillman, and that experience was. It was different for me because I never went to of course, a HBCU, but my high school was pretty much.
You ain't never been around that many black folks.
Right. Yeah, let's just say it like that. Let's just say that. And I was cool with it.
Right.
This is my people. And just a lot of things I didn't hear about. Everybody wore like J's and stuff. I wasn't a J's guy. I'm still not a J's guy, but it was an experience for me. It was a learning experience, and I enjoyed it. I met people from all over the United States. Met some people from different countries.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it for the world. Got an opportunity there to co-op at a Mercedes-Benz. Like I said, I played baseball there. I played football there as well. It was definitely a learning curve for me though. Just coming from a small town. Met my best friend in college. He was my best man in my wedding. But overall the experience was good. It was real intimate. At the time, Stillman is a lot smaller now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, we were probably around, I would say about 1,800 students or so, a little less. But now, of course, it's a lot smaller. But I had fun. I really did. I really did have fun. I pledged on making Psi Phi there. Root to the Bros. Stringo Fo Rogam, Ace Dog. But it was fun. Done a lot of crazy things, and I'm blessed not to have gotten in trouble. But I'm here, and it was an exciting experience for me. Yeah.
You brought up one other thing.
What's that?
Man, believe it or not, I'm a hopeless romantic. And you brought up the wife. I want to hear your love story, man. I want to hear your love story.
The love story. She's gonna laugh when she hear this story. I'm gonna tell the truth, of course. But her name is Kayla. Of course, Kayla Sullivan's maiden name Kayla Lawrence, and we were serving in the community together, and we were working at at the same place.
Okay.
And I noticed her, but at the time I was kind of like talking to somebody, so I didn't want to really approach her, waste of time. And
right.
And I think it was her birthday. Yeah, it was her birthday. I don't know how I found out. I may be looking on Facebook or something. So I don't know how. I wouldn't like looking for it.
Yeah.
Right. But so I sent her a happy birthday message because her birthday was in December.
Okay.
But she never responded. So I had the opportunity to approach her in February during Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And this is the truth, and the truth is she was walking to the elevator, and I was like 15 yards behind her, 10 yards behind her.
Okay.
And I had to run up to her to kind of get on the elevator with her. But I always tell people I was walking to the elevator and then she ran. Yeah. But long story short, the first conversation was, I was like, I sent you a happy birthday message on Facebook for your birthday. And she was like, oh, you did? And I was like, yeah, it was back, in December or whatever. She's like, oh, I never go on social media and check my messages. So she never really
saw it.
Yeah, and from that day, she just responded and it's like, hey, thank you for the birthday wishes. And from that point on, we kind of talked every day and it kind of went on from there. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. And how did you propose?
Really, to be honest, she kind of called my bluff. She was like, because I already knew, and men know, to be honest. And she was like, you playing and all this, and I was like, okay, what you want to do then? She's like, well, propose to me. I was like, all right, and it was just like in the house,
yeah.
But she didn't believe me. And another story is she knew that I was serious because she was at the time that we were kind of dating. She was like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying that house. And I'm like, why you need to buy a house? We can kind of, look at it, buying the house together. And then she's like, it's gonna be for real, So that's kind of how it kind of went. And
nice.
That's kind of story, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So I feel like, we got a good handle on who you are. You know what I'm saying? So now, let's talk about what you've achieved and what you hope to achieve when reelected this next term.
Yeah.
So,
can I start on, I guess, the reason?
Of course.
Yeah. So when I first came to Birmingham, which was, I wasn't actually in Birmingham till like 14, but I was in the area around 2012. And I was at work at the company that I came to Birmingham for. And at the time, the manager was walking around. He was like, hey, my sister's from Philadelphia. She's down here to start up this young professionals at the Birmingham Public Library. Now, who's interested in being a young professional? I was like, okay, I'm new to the city, so let me just try something to kind of learn more about the city.
Right.
So that's where I actually started, was a young professional with the Birmingham Public Library. I was the president for the young professionals, and then I guess we called the big board thought I was doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
That's like, you should try to be on the big board.
Yeah.
So I transitioned to the Birmingham Public Library, served as president there, and then stayed downtown because I think I had to stay in the city or whatever it was, and I moved downtown and I learned about the 99 neighborhoods and the communities. I'm like, well, it'd be cool to kind of learn more about my neighborhood, so let me just run for neighborhood president. So
yeah.
I was neighborhood president for a while, and then, hey James, I think you would be good on the school board. I was like, okay. I'm not in education. I'm more of an entrepreneur, business type of guy. But I think variety and different mindsets, probably be good.
Yeah.
So I ended up running. And to your original question, my accomplishments, I can. When I do stuff, when I do things, I jump. I pretty much jump in. So when I got elected, the first thing, I went to talk to parents. In District 5, you have Phillips Academy, you have Parker High School, you have Hayes K8, you have Barrett Elementary, you have Oliver and Robinson. And I was just talking to some parents at Phillips Academy, and I was probably not even a year in with my first term, and she was like, man, this auditorium is being renovated for over 3 years. We need this, we need that. So I brought the idea to the board to say, hey man, let's try to work through committees, because I'm just used to working through committees to try to get things done. And I wanted to chair the operations committee. So the operations committee, of course, are all over all of the things that gets done around the city: transportation, the child nutrition program, and that was one of the items on operations. So I worked with the operations guy to help get that done. Hayes K8, I can go on. Hayes K8, more safer bus routes. If a bus route is less than a mile from a school system, the students will have to walk. But there were some concerns that I learned from neighborhood meetings that they were nervous about their kids walking to school. So I worked with the state and operations to get a new bus route to Hayes, Oliver Elementary. It wasn't my idea, but I started a mentoring program because the principal there asked, "Hey, we need some mentors out here." So I worked with the neighborhoods and the people in my network to create a mentoring program. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I'm excited about the growth in Birmingham City Schools. We haven't had growth, increase in the student count in over probably close to 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Schools in my districts are seeing increases in their test scores over 10 points. Oliver is one of them, got recognized at the state level. We're moving to the school district we have 7 schools that we need to work on, but it went from 12 to 7. So we're doing the work. I think as a board, we work well with the superintendent. I'm a supporter of the superintendent, and I just want to continue that work. You just have to work together. So that's what I want to do when reelected. Just continue to work with the people in the neighborhood, work with principals, and of course the superintendent to get things done. And of course pass budgets and the board and stuff, I guess, which is important. But just want to continue to work.
There's one other thing that I'm aware of that you didn't mention, and I just feel remiss if I let you get out of here not talking about it, and that's the electric school buses.
Oh man, I'm glad you reminded me about that. That was actually a project that I worked on in my first year. We went to a conference and I met with this electric school bus, company or a nonprofit, and they were, "Hey, we got this grant going on. You need to apply for it." So of course I brought it back to the school district, and I was able to. I wasn't able, but we worked with the school district to get that grant pushed through. So hopefully we will have some electric school buses in our fleet. But we have to work through some things because unfortunately the current administration cut a lot of the electric programs. But right now it's still ongoing, but we got the grant, and I'm excited to push that project through. And I'm happy I was able to bring it back.
Well, looks like we're at that point, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to look dead in this camera over here.
Okay, this one.
Yeah. And ask people for their vote.
Well, if you didn't know, again, I'm James Sullivan. I serve as your school board representative for District 5. And as you know, this is election season. And I am asking for your vote in August 26th. I've already have been doing the work. Birmingham City Schools is trending in the right direction. We've been recognized worldwide throughout the United States. So I just, told y'all about the stats and where we're going with the schools, but we have to continue to work. And I am asking for your vote right now. Again, I'm James Sullivan. And like we say in the frat, hey, you can do the credit check. Just do the background check on me. You can ask around. I'm pretty accessible to everybody. And I enjoy what I'm doing. And again, August 26th, James Sullivan, Birmingham School Board for District 5.